I got in to see a couple of doctors, a couple of ENTs, and found out that it was tinnitus. I'd never heard of it before, didn't know anybody that had it. And basically, I was told there's nothing we can do to help you. It just is what it is. It'll go away with time. We don't know when that will be or how long it's going to take you, but there's no pill we can give you. There's no surgery that will help you. You're just going to have to live with it. And that to me kind of felt like a death sentence.
I went crazy. And, I actually didn't sleep that day because I kept hearing it, right? And anyone with tinnitus kinda knows you don't just turn it off, and I thought it was something in my house. Later on that night, my wife said, she doesn't hear it anymore, and I'm like, "I still hear it, there's something broken." And that next day, I didn't sleep, I kept hearing it. I think I kinda slept maybe for, like, an hour, and my dad woke me up, and he was like, "Are you going to work today?" Because they come over to watch my five-year-old, and I was like, "What?" I still hear the noise, and I actually, like, went crazy. I almost, like I got sick in the stomach. I really went nuts, and so I went to my parents' house to sleep. I still heard it there, and there's that first indicator of like, "Uh-oh, there's actually something wrong with me."
So after I developed tinnitus, I saw my doctor as quickly as I could. And he gave me prednisone, which is a steroid, and that did help. But to clarify, it only helps for a short period of time. If it's 6 months later, it won't do anything for you now. I had hearing damage, so I was able to take steroids in the first few days. And that did reduce the tinnitus, but it did not cure me. I also tried hyperbaric oxygen, which was very expensive. And I think overall I regret that decision. I really was panicking.
Eventually, what I whittled it down to for me was, there's a pain clinic where I live here, and because I later found out that my tinnitus is somatic, there's a lot of issues in my jaw, my neck, my shoulders. So I do acupuncture, massage on my jaw, laser acupuncture. I basically have to try to keep myself stress free. It's not a snap of a finger and it just goes away, but it kind of helps to manage my stress, which helps to manage the tinnitus. Then I found you guys, and that was a huge game changer for me.
The first thing that helped me was I actually saw your 7-day meditation challenge. And I never really meditated before, but I was like, "I'll try anything," like, because I was searching the internet far and wide for answers, and so I did it, and I remember after the first meditation, my wife and I did it together. I actually felt a little more relaxed, like, I still obviously heard it, but I wasn't quite as aggressive to it, like, I wasn't or scared. So then I did all 7, and after the 7th, I was like, "Wow, I wouldn't say it's great, but I feel better."
And then about a month and a half in, I stumbled on Treble Health and I decided to give them a chance. And I said, okay, I'm just going to go. And I went through one of their interviews. And I was basically given the confidence by, I think, your brother to go ahead and try it.
For me, I did a lot of writing on my mirror in the bathroom, and I wrote specifically in my bathroom because it was somewhere I had to be every day. And I would write notes to myself like, your tinnitus is not going to control your life. Your tinnitus is not going to be here forever. There will be bad days, but there will also be good days. I did things like that. I leave the house and I take a walk on days where it's really bad. I just put my shoes on and I get outside and I walk. I take some deep breaths, get some fresh air, maybe put a podcast in, something else to focus my ears on. Also, having a support system. I have my family, I have my amazing friends, I have people around me who support me with everything, whether it's coming over to help me with the kids when I'm having a bad day and I just can't do it. So I think having that support that enables me to do those things that I need to do for myself is huge. But one thing that really, really helped me, and it may not work for everybody, I got this little book, went to the dollar store, got a little book. From day one, I wrote down, I just 1 to 10, this is how bad it is today. And when I'm having a really bad day, I look back at 2 months ago to see what it was. And I'm like, "Man, I haven't written down an 8 in a really long time." So as bad as it is right now, It was so much worse 2 months ago, like, it kinda puts things in perspective.
Okay. What I found, I call it the triangle. So, one thing I did is the whole time I've been with Treble, I never did group sessions for the reason that I didn't want to think about it outside of my sessions with Dr. Michelle. But I did go to a session a few months ago because I'm at the point now where I don't mind talking about it. I'm here, so I don't mind talking about it. And I told everybody something that helped me is I think of it as a triangle, because there's 3 things I find that help, like, tremendously. It's stress, it's sleep, and sound therapy. So it's those 3. And, what I would do if I didn't sleep well, I knew the tinnitus was gonna be louder, and it proved it to myself over and over again. And generally, that's because if you don't sleep well, you're more stressed. And when you're more stressed, you tend to think more negative thoughts, and I would think about my tinnitus a lot. So those 2 kinda went hand in hand. The sound therapy, bit, though, was sorta like the cure for those 2. So if I say I was stressed for other reasons, I couldn't help it, or I couldn't sleep for whatever reason, I found sound therapy to be like the absolute key.
The thing that helped me get, and this is tool number 2, the thing that helped me get from stage 3 to stage 4 was crickets, so natural sound therapy. I remember I spent a while stuck in stage 3. I kept bouncing back and forth. And the crickets at night would kind of nuke the tinnitus noise in my head. And so I'd sleep through it with the crickets. And over the summer, I just naturally found, I'd go talk to the person for Treble Health and be like, hey, I'm getting better. And I think it's the crickets outside. The noise that they're making is physically making me better. Like, oh, yeah, natural sound therapy is one of the best techniques you can use. So the thing that really got me to get past the kind of the wall I hit at stage 3 was just crickets outside for the few months in the summer. I thought about even putting them in my house in a container because they were so useful.
It was just this screaming, high-pitched, intense sound. When I had my earbuds in, not only were they painful because I had to keep them in so long, but I almost felt like my tinnitus was fighting with the noise. Like it wanted to be heard. So if I had my earbuds in and I was trying to mask it, it's almost like the tinnitus would try to go louder or it felt louder to me. And then it blocked everything else out. I couldn't have a conversation, I couldn't talk to anybody, but with the maskers, I can hear the sound therapy, but I can also carry on my day like normal.
So it kinda showed me that I can have some control that I didn't think was possible. Because this is like it's like an alarm going off in your ears, and you can never stop that alarm. And when I would meditate, I found I could obviously hear it, and I actually had to meditate with, like, background noise, with, like, a rain
Very
noise or
very
something.
common and often
Yeah.
recommended.
Yep. And, when I would do that, at the end of it, I would feel this calm and sort of like this, like, appreciation that I can control it in a little bit because I coulda swore it sounded like it got a little quieter when I was done. Yeah, it's quiet now. So like I said, I don't hear it much at all anymore because I really don't look for it anymore. That's the key in that, so this was something Dr. Michelle told me. She said habituation is either going to be you actually don't hear it, like you can look for it and you actually won't hear it a majority of the time, or you can hear it, but it's completely neutral and you don't really think about it. I think on the second one, I can definitely hear it. If I want to hear it, I can hear it. Like I was saying, I can hear it. It's so quiet. That level that you're asking about is very low. I can kind of make it go away if I want by just distracting myself. That's kind of the other part of the triangle. So I was trying to remember distractions and sound therapy are sort of the same thing to me. So I could either distract myself or I could put a little more sound therapy on only, and I only really do that if it's actually bothering.
I don't carry earplugs around my neck anymore because I'm worried about a car backfiring. I don't feel the need to protect my ears every second of the day. I go to hockey games, I go to concerts, I listen to loud music, you know. I do everything I did before, and I think to some extent even more, I went to a gun range and I wasn't even scared at all of how loud it could be. It doesn't control me. I don't feel a sensation of fear. I don't have a need to cover my ears when something drives by or a truck or worrying about keeping my windows up because a car might honk. I don't have any of that at all. I'm completely back normal.
It's hard because when you're in it, you just feel so defeated. You feel like the work that you're not getting back what you feel like you're putting in because the process is so slow. But I think you just have to be steadfast because at the end of the day, what is the alternative? The alternative is your tinnitus is not going to go away. It's not going to get better. You're going to take a much longer time to habituate. So, as slow as it is and as tedious as it is, it's going to happen faster if you just do those two things. You're going to get to the place that you want to get to, just put the work in. So even if it takes you 12 months or 18 months, it's better than a lifetime. None of us want to live with it. I don't want to be in the place that I am in, but at least I know I'm working towards something. So just stick with it and you'll get there.
You know what I'll say is like it that sounds easy. And I saw plenty of this when I researched it. It takes like it's like great, thanks. You know, you're telling me what uh, what I've seen, but it won't stop. And that was me. That was me for months and for quite a long time. But I noticed these gradual improvements as I kept applying. You know, like it bothered me. Okay, keep my stress down. Do some meditating. Make sure I get enough sleep, and definitely keep using my sound therapy and distract myself. Don't think about it. And it sounded like that's never going to work, but as I noticed like very small improvements, I just kept it up. And I'd say like now I'm at a point where I'm super happy I kept up those three things. And that's why I keep telling everybody it's those three things that got me there. Just make it normal, make it regular, like we were just saying, and use those three methods over and over again and keep going because you'll eventually get there. You just have to keep going. Because what else are you gonna do? You hear it anyway. You might as well try and keep going. And I'm at a point where I'm much more comfortable with it now. So
I use the techniques that I learned through Treble Health to, in essence, get from being so distressed that I couldn't sleep and I wasn't sure how I was going to maintain my job. I wasn't sure how I was going to maintain my relationship or really function at all to sitting, in front of my computer with Ben, who works, at Treble Health and actually giving the interview talking about how I'm better to the point that I don't hear my tinnitus at all.
If you follow Treble Health and get value from these videos, I would highly recommend that you watch the full video from this clip right here, or subscribe to this clip's channel. Every little bit counts, and your support means the world to me. This is Dr. Ben Thompson with Treble Health.